Hello, my noble band of outlaws. Outlaw Samurai coming at you live with a video. Yes, it's a little break from the Terraformer videos because today we have new sword. Yes, even through the box I can smell that new sword smell. Why buy meth and other drugs when all you have to do is buy swords for the same price and get the same kind of high? And yes, I am aware that this is not the unboxing knife. Yes, I am also aware that I should have grabbed the unboxing knife, but at the same time, I literally just got home from work about 5 minutes ago, so sue me. As usual, we got the paperwork. Ooh. Now this is the Balaur Arms Byakko Katana. Alright. I was kind of expecting it to just be in a sword bag. Of course. Alright, as we have our standard mummification. Ooh, got some nice heft to it. Oh, listen. Rattle. At about $300, $400-ish, not a big thing. But it's important to make sure that it's noted. Ooh, I like the material of this sword bag, but enough of that. Let's get to the real fun part. Oh, yeah. Yes. Ooh, I like. And I think this is the first ever sword that I've gotten that has an actual plastic cellophane wrap on the suka. Ooh, I really like this blade style, and my dumbass forgot that he put the knife in his pocket. I bought this as a kind of treat to myself for finally overcoming some personal shit that I won't be getting into because I'm trying to forget it. Ooh, I likey. I really likey. Now there was a gold version of this, but they were out of stock, and I like the red. I don't have a lot of red blades, honestly. Very nice. Actual bullhorn fittings. I think this is the first sword I've gotten that actually has real, genuine bullhorn. The Segale is of nice quality from the looks of it. Very nice. Of course, you know I use all my swords, so the Segale is going to get unbound anyways. Now there appears to be shitadome. Whether these will be removed or not is all determined on how they are secured. Whether they are glued in or not. And they are not glued in, so these are getting removed. Instantly. In my opinion, if the shitadome aren't glued in, just remove them. It saves you a whole lot of time, hassle, and scratches down the road. I think I'll keep the Segale. If not, if not, maybe do my classic paracord. As we can see here, real, genuine bullhorn. There ain't no fake shit on here. See? Translucent. Just like the feel of that. It also appears to have an actual rattan wrap on the upper half, on the upper quarter of the saya, and then translates into a black ishime, which again, for durability, I very much like. The Minuki seem to be tigers. It's in a battle wrap, which I am personally a big fan of battle wraps, just simply because I like the aesthetic and the fact that the Minukis are usually always in the center of the battle wrap, making them out of the way of the hands. Moving on to the Suba and the Suga, there is a dragon on the Kashira, which Kashira is rock solid, that's not going anywhere. And the wrap is also very tight, very nice. So we can see the tiger Minuki. And here is another thing. We have a tiger in what I can only imagine to be some kind of forest during a thunderstorm, if that's thunder. I actually do like the casting quality of these. I can easily make out the tiger's eyes, its stripes, and everything. And this Fushira, just look at this Fushira. Look how thick that Fushira is. These are some heavy duty fittings. Even the Suba is ridiculously thick in comparison to a lot of other blades that I own. These are some heavy duty fittings I like. The transition between the Kashira and the Ito is good. I don't feel any hot spots. No immediate jagging. There is an ever so very slight lip that I can get my finger under, but it doesn't appear like it's going to do anything that actually will impede the sword's abilities. And I do like that there is copper seppa. That the seppas are actually copper. I feel like that little extra touch brings like the red tiger theme together. This is really more similar in terms of a theme that I would say to kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. On the opposite side of the Suba, we have the little bunny rabbit with the same kind of tree motif. Now, you know me. You know that I'm going to end up flipping this Suba around once I take the blade apart. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. The reason why is that when it has designs like this with a rabbit on one end and a tiger on the other, when the blade is sheathed to me, I feel like the rabbit should be the symbol that everybody sees, because rabbits are generally more peaceful creatures, and that when the blade is drawn, you see the tiger, right? The more battle-hardened beast. But let's see. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. It doesn't take a whole lot to get the blade out. Speaking of the blade, ooh. Now I will mention that there is a very big noticeable lip on the Fushira, but nothing I feel. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, I really like that. And I like this Kisaki. Oh, this feels sharp. There's a mirror polish and the hamon is nice. It's subtle. I don't really buy a whole lot of differentially hardened blades. Mainly because I like the strength and resilience of a model hardened blade over the differentially hardened. Fun tip, if you take a flashlight and shine it on the blade just right, it'll actually allow you to see the hamon pattern. I'm not a huge fan of this tip, though. And it mainly because it kind of looks like a Tonto tip, which I've had mixed feelings before, but oh, it's a geometric Yukote line. The Yukote is geometric, y'all. Blade is perfectly dead on straight. Oh. Ooh, she's got a little bit of a whistle. Not much, but just enough to let you know that it's there. Wipe all that oil and shit off. I also like the habaki because the fact that it is kind of bedazzled. I don't actually have a sword with a habaki like this that I know of. The closest I think is the Sokujikara Scorn in terms of like a fancy habaki. But I do like that. That's nice. Very nice indeed. The fit to the habaki and the blade is very nice, very tight. I can just barely get my fingernail in there. Koiguchi, oh, that is a lovely Koiguchi. Look at how pristine that is. Little off center in a couple of spots, but that's to be expected for the medium budget price range that this sword sits in. Actual price will be put down in the description down below, along with my RBA Katana affiliate links. Or link, as I should say. Oh, but yes, I really like this. Even though the blade is supposed to be about 30 inches, it feels very light. Let's see here, from the base. Oh. If you told me Space Ghost had sharpened this blade before bringing it to me, I'd believe it. Because this is almost as, I'd say almost as sharp, if not as sharp, as the Kokuryu when Space Ghost first sent it to me. Let's see. Okay, so it's not sharp enough to do a push cut. The second this blade makes contact, it's over. The moon, even the spine forging goes right up to the very tip. And the bevels as well. I'm just dumbfounded. There is no bad thing that I could say about this that I have found yet. I don't feel any ripples along the flat of this at all. I mean, there may be, but this polish is so flat that I don't feel any kind of distortion in it, and it's so smooth and even. If Balaur Arms I'm not joking. Personally speaking, if Balaur Arms sold this for 500, 600, I honestly believe that you'd get that would be the ballpark price of this, not somewhere within the low 400s to upper 300s. Oh, I so want to cut with this right now. Oh, I want to cut with this. Feels so good. Y'all know I usually like my longer, heavier blades, but this feels so good. That balance point is pretty much damn near right at 4 inches to 4¼ inches from the habaki, which is where I measure my balance points, because that's actually, at the habaki is where the blade actually starts, and then everything down below the habaki is tang. Which I'm actually curious, if they put this much effort into the blade alone, just what have they done to the Nakago? Oh, I like that. Ooh. Oh, this is going to turn into a naughty ASMR very quickly. The fit up to the habaki as well. I felt nothing. Like, I broke the seal, then pulled it out, and it took me a minute to realize that I had already drawn the damn thing out. Honestly, I have nothing but good words to say about this sword. And I know I've dragged it on for almost 18 minutes, but still, in conclusion, the fit, the finish, everything, I'm giving this sword on a point scale. I'm going to start making a point scale from 1 to 100. And those point scale, the 1 to 100 scales are going to be used for each individual sword from now on. And honestly, at the moment, this sword is going to score an 80 on that point scale. The only thing that causes it to lose that 20 points is really my personal preferences. I would personally prefer it to be a bit longer, somewhat like my Nodachi. but that's again a personal preference. For the size that it is, it makes up for that, so I'm going to actually bump its score to 90. The only thing that it loses those 10 points on is A, the rattle, B, the rattle, I'm going to say caused it to lose about 3 points. Alright, because I've had cheaper swords that have come to me with no rattle whatsoever. What causes it to lose another 3 points is that there was no glue on the Shidodome. Alright? Another 3 points deducted simply because I have had other swords in this price range come to me that have been fully flat, flush, in terms of the wrap, where the wrap meets the Kashira and Fushira, they have been completely flush with each other. You're probably wondering, where does that 1 point deduction come from? I mean, this has real Samegawa that's been aged. All the fittings are tight. Where could that one possible point be deducted from? And that's actually the rattan wrap, because as I am observing the wrap, there's a lot of places in the paint job on the rattan that seem like they could have been avoided if a little extra time was taken with the fit and finish. Hence why I'm only deducting 1 point. So a 90 out of 100 is what this sword currently gets. Alright? Its points are cosmetic. It has nothing to do with the blade or its fittings or anything like that. It is just simply issues that I have not received from other swords in the price range. For example, this Naginata is $400. Alright, I have to shake this thing violently to get it to rattle. If I just do this, nothing. I do the same with this. Hope you can hear that. The same amount of force that had that thing not rattling at all, it has an audible rattle here. And again, no glue on the Shidodomes. That loses another 3 points for me. If you're going to put Shidodome on a katana, glue them in place. Okay? Because if you take the Sageo off like I do, and they're not glued in place, they can scratch up and dent up the paint job on the side. Now you're probably wondering, Outlaw, you could just glue them yourself. That is not the point. It is the principle that if you're going to put them in, do it right. That is the point that I'm trying to make. Traditional Japanese katana that had Shidodome on the sayas, the Shidodome were glued in, or more oftentimes than not, pressure fit in such a way that unless you were trying to purposely pry them out, they're not coming out under normal circumstances. But yeah, just so this doesn't turn into a 30-minute rant. Until next time, my noble band of outlaws, Outlaw Samurai tells all y'all be crazy rednecks, be safe, use your weapons, and I'm out. Peace. Look forward to the cutting video and review of this sword to come at a later date.